That's ignition. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
It's week 2 of the NFL, and everyone's watching Ramondre Stevenson. He had a great week last week, well over 100 on the ground with a score. It's the Pats and the Dolphins on Sunday night primetime.
Just a beautiful fall night for football here in the Northeast as we are inside Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year. 2
teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins set to go on offense for the first time behind their 25-year-old quarterback, now in his 4th NFL season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
There, he couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run it.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on 4th down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gamble with a running play. And boy, did it pay off. Pay dirt.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Patriots offense set to go to work with Mac Jones at quarterback in his 3rd season now out of Alabama.
It was a much rockier season for Jones in his 2nd year, and he even had to survive a brief challenge to his starting job. This is a big campaign for the former Rookie of the Year runner-up. He wants to get back to Pro Bowl form in this one.
A 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. Here's Ramondre Stevenson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all Lebanon defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Jones. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Throwing, Jones. Rolling to his right. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a 1st down.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
That is caught. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Mac Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Pats are an extra point away from evening this one up. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And we are tied at 7. That time a 9-play drive. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Berrios now from his end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously, no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. The short puts it on the carpet. It's out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman, the ability to move laterally up and down the line.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Folks' kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And this will be a touchback. Barrios deciding not to bring it out. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. There he goes, left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Folk connects on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. With 3rd and 9 looming. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. K.J. Osborne, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. And finally, on Monday night, our first doubleheader of the year. Saints Panthers at 7:15 Eastern, followed by Cleveland-Pittsburgh an hour later. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here are the Patriots to take over. They were victorious a week ago over Philadelphia. They lead here as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Second down and 6 now. Here's the second-year back, Pierre Strong. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now 2nd and 5. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. Broke through some contacts, but unable to reach the 40. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And these two hooked up on a nice game to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
Stevenson is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run, and that's a nice job there getting the safeties involved in run support.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Stevenson again. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They'll run with Stevenson. And this time he is in. Ramondre Stevenson punching it in from a yard away. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Lines up incomplete. Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Gaskin is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a Myles Gaskin touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Marcus Jones, a return man. And not Not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Now comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Here we go.
And the drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. 76 yards rushing for now to this point.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Stevenson gets it again on 2nd down.
And it works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And some space here. Down the left sideline. He may go.
The way in. Touchdown, New England.
Ramondre Stevenson.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Patriots use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Now Folk for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Miami set to take over. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22.
Looking to pass. Tua.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
Here we go, get set.
And they'll run the toss here with Stevenson. Down at the 25.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Pushing through the contact and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
They run once more with Stevenson.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
On third down, here's Stevenson.
And he's brought down. A nice little juke move that preceded it, but not much thereafter. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. So Tua and the Dolphins down by 13. A little under 1:50 remaining. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Here's Tua. They'll set up the...
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
New England's offense set to go. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a third down gain of 10 to pick up the first.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this will wind up a victory for the New England
Patriots. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for New England, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.